Hey, it's Angie Atkinson with queenbeing.com, and today we're going to talk about something kind of interesting, and that is whether or not you're under the mind control of a narcissist right now. All right, let's get started. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Is there a narcissist in your life who's controlling you? And, if so, is that person affecting your mind? Well, let's talk about that. All right, so maybe you don't realize it, but they probably are affecting your mind, okay? And the thing is that what we've talked about many times, and we're going to talk about one more time today, is how very dangerous a narcissist can actually be for your self esteem, for your health, your brain, all of these things, your psychology, the way your head works, all these things. A narcissist does not care about anything but himself or herself, as we've talked about before. So, of course, controlling you is just part of that game that they play, right? Of course. But what does that come out to? Well, let's talk about this. All right, we're going to just go over a few basic facts about narcissists. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about mind control. What is mind control? All right, well, of course, the very basic definition of mind control is, brainwashing and persuasion that is used to take over a person's mind, right? So, mind control is going to involve various manipulative tactics that really help the person to affect your brain and your behavior. So the narcissist will use these tactics to directly affect both the way that you behave and the way that your head is working. And so it really can begin to control you personally. Now, it can take different forms, but narcissists are especially skilled at using this technique to manage you. Okay, so a really big part of mind control is coercive persuasion. So, what does that mean? Well, that's when they use different techniques to manipulate someone to do their bidding. Basically, it's a flying monkey thing. You know what I'm talking about? So, this persuasion will put the victim under extreme stress and anxiety, of course, because not only do you have the narcissist coming at you over here, but then you've got the flying monkeys coming at you from over there. It's just like, talk about crazy making. Am I right? Anyway, so there's subtle control. Narcissists know when to use subtle control so that you don't even realize that you're doing what they want, and that's kind of like the gaslighting issue, right? So for example, they might use trigger phrases to control you. Okay, so certain common phrases include like, I'm so disappointed in you, and you make me feel like I'm nothing, or you make me feel like you don't care about me. And of course, they're reminding you at that time how you're supposed to behave, how you're supposed to think, things like that. And depending on the level at which the relationship has gotten, if you've been together 5 minutes or 5 years or 50 years, there's going to be different levels of that and different amounts of that in the relationship. So the longer you've been together, the more control the narcissist may have over you. All right. Now, in some cases, you might have a situation where, sure, you've been together forever, but the narcissist has no control because the narcissist is simply, you're done. You're too strong or whatever. But in most cases, you have to admit to yourself, if you're with a narcissist, there is a certain amount of control involved as far as how the narcissist perceives you, how the narcissist treats you in your life and his life and so her life, and so on and so forth. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the signs that you might be kind of under the mind control of a narcissist. Okay. First of all, you have to know that we've talked about this before. Narcissists have this amazingly effective false self. So they're good at hiding their real nature. Okay. So watch for these signs. All right. First up, a narcissist who is using mind control has no empathy. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your pain. Huge red flag of of narcissism, is that they don't have any empathy. We all know that, right? This is nothing new. All right, well, here's the thing. A narcissist will use a variety of emotional and other manipulative techniques in order to get you to do something or to think a certain way, however they want you to think or whatever they want you to do. Okay, so a narcissist may also use flattery to affect you. They may love bomb you. This will be used, of course, in alternating patterns with aggression and anger to control you, my friend. So essentially, it's like they're training a dog, because when you do what they want, they torture you. When you do what they don't want, they flatter you and act like you're amazing when you do what they want. But then, of course, as the relationship carries on, what eventually happens is they begin to take you for granted. So all the things that you do for them begin to take over, your life, and eventually the entire relationship is you doing for them and them not doing anything for you. All right. With all of that being said, you know, a narcissist is also going to use this type of pattern to isolate you from other people, because they will make it miserable for you when you spend time with other people who they don't feel like they have under their control. All right. And if this happens, if you become isolated from other people and you get connected with the narcissist, he can manage you, or she can manage you so much easier. They can really pull the puppet strings and whatnot. All right. So a narcissist might use flattery and love to affect you. That's the bottom line. All right. The narcissist will try to create chaos and uncertainty. We've been there, right? So the victim doesn't know what to expect, and in fact lives in constant fear. Have you ever been in a situation where, some tires in the driveway made you have a panic attack because you knew that just something was going to come up and it was going to be crazy? And yeah, I have. It's no good. This also gives the narcissist more control because they get to decide how things are handled. Yeah, and because they train us to wait for them to tell us what to do. Okay. And the longer we're in these relationships, the less we realize how very much control they really have developed over us, because we're just trying to keep the peace. So we're trying to do whatever they need us to do to keep the peace. And then, of course, they keep upping the ante. They keep pushing our boundaries further and further and further until pretty soon we have none left. And that is when we look at our lives and go, this is some bullshit. Hopefully. Sometimes we just look at our lives and go, we're crazy. There's something wrong with us. But let me remind you, my friend, you're not crazy and there's nothing wrong with you. You feel me? All right. The narcissist also, is his intention or her intention is to leave the victim, the supply, so scared and confused that they can't even escape. And that's why so often, so many of us find ourselves in that same position where we feel stuck, we feel trapped, we become, dependent on the narcissist financially, or the narcissist becomes dependent on us. In either case, there are issues of control, and that's especially true when there are children involved. I think even when there aren't, but when there are children involved that you share, this gives them like almost like a hook into you, an extra little something. Anyway, so gaslighting, like I said, and blame shifting are very common techniques used by a narcissist. Okay, so we know what gaslighting is, right? Gaslighting is where the narcissist tries to give you a bad case of cognitive dissonance, where the narcissist tries to teach you that you're not seeing what you're really seeing, and teaches you to doubt yourself. All right. And with, as far as blame shifting goes, I mean, I think that's very obvious, but here's a really good example of blame shifting. Okay, so let's say that you were walking down the sidewalk and a narcissist stuck his foot out and you tripped over it. Okay, and when you tripped over his foot or her foot, you broke his or her ankle because you didn't see him when you were, I don't know, roller skates or something, right? You were on roller skates. And so the narcissist's ankle is now broken, but guess whose fault it is? It's not his fault or her fault, it's your fault, because you were going down that sidewalk where he or she happened to stick the ankle out, which was injured because you happened to be going down the sidewalk. See what I'm saying? So the narcissist will flip it around. Although the narcissist saw you coming and put his or her foot out, and then you tripped over it, breaking his or her ankle, they're still mad at you because it was totally your fault that you were in that place at that time when they decided to stick their foot out and trip you. Feel me? You should have been more gentle when you tripped, my gosh. So, that's the kind of ridiculousness that you're going to deal with a narcissist. So, how do you escape mind control? Is it usually like super easy to let go of? We all know it's not. It's hard. In some cases, you got to seek outside intervention. I mean, a lot of my clients come to me simply for that purpose, because they want help getting out of a bad relationship. They want help with no contact. They want help, someone to support them. I've got people I talk with every day. I've got people I talk with once a week. Everybody's different. Some people only need to talk to me one time, and then they're, oh, okay, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you. And they're done. Great. My goal is to help you heal, my friends. Anyway, so the other thing you can do if you can't afford coaching, my gosh, I know it can become part of a budget. It doesn't always work in the budget, okay? But what you can do is, join my free online support group, SPAN, and you can go to queenbeing.com/SPAN to check that out. Or, maybe talk to your friends or your family members or a local therapist that's, maybe covered by your insurance company if you can find one who is familiar with narcissistic abuse, because not all of them are. But support is essential however you get it, okay? So it's really important to help you stay strong, to build your network anyway, because if you're going to be in a situation where you're going to go no contact with a narcissist eventually, you need to have people around you to help you stay standing, to help you if you should fall, to help you keep going. You feel me? All right. So, avoiding the narcissist physically, as you probably already know, may not be enough to escape his or her control. So, what else do you need to be worried about, right? Well, obviously, communication such as phone, calling you, texting you, Facebooking you, all of these things can place you back under their thumb. So what's the answer to that? Obviously, block them on every single platform, unless you're in a situation where you have a child with this person, in which case you're going to have to kind of, keep it cool for a while. All right. So it's important to remember that it's going to take time to recover and time to heal. Okay. So your self-esteem and your confidence and all of these things, they've been destroyed, my friend. And who would blame you for feeling the way you do? I've been destroyed in the past as well, and so have so many people, so many intelligent, beautiful people. You wouldn't believe it. I can't believe it myself, but it turns out narcissists are never interested in someone who's, nothing. They are interested in, usually end up with people who are amazing, intelligent, beautiful people. And I'm not trying to be like arrogant when I say that, but literally every client I've ever had up to this point has been intelligent, amazing, beautiful people, whether they're male or female. So I think that's worth noting for you and for everyone else that The fact is, narcissists aren't into losers, so you're not one. You feel me? Just because, anyway. Moving right along. Okay. Yes, your self-esteem has been affected. Yes, your self-confidence has been affected. Yes, your ability to make decisions on your own has been affected, and your identity has practically disappeared under the narcissist's control and desires. However, there are a couple things to talk about here. These things can be fixed if you choose intentionally to fix them. And if you do escape a narcissist, it's really important that you educate yourself so that you don't wind up with another one. Okay? The sad pattern does repeat, and it's so crucial not to fall into it if you intend to have a positive life beyond this point. All right? So, if you've been in a situation where you've been with a narcissist and you feel like you can't get out, if you're in that situation now, you have to take the wool off your eyes, my friend, and you have to look at what's in front of you for real, and you have to think about, what steps can I take? Can I live with this person forever, or do I need to figure out a way to make myself happy again? All right. If the narcissist you're dealing with only bothers you once a month or once a year or whatever, well, maybe you can tolerate it, right? Because that's not an extreme narcissist. But if you're dealing with a toxic narcissist, someone who is showing no empathy for you and emotionally and or physically abusing you, you've got to go, and especially if there's physical abuse involved. So remember, the mind control that a narcissist can do may astound you. You will be shocked. Okay. Narcissists are capable of convincing you of literally almost anything and making you doubt your own memory, gaslighting, blame shifting, cognitive dissonance. Anyone? They are able to get inside your head with a simple phrase. Okay. And I bet you $10 if you sit down and you think about it, you could come up with 3 or 4 of them that right off the top of your head that were used to manipulate you during the time that you were in a relationship with a narcissist. All right. So take care of yourself, my friend, and learn how to deal with it. Okay. If you want to do that right now, check out a whole bunch of my other videos. You can check out the Overcoming Toxic Narcissism playlist to get the best mix of different ways to overcome this and different parts of this. Okay. You can visit queenbeing.com, which is packed with, it's my website, it's packed with articles, videos, blogs, downloads, PDFs, all these things to help you get through narcissistic abuse. If you're looking for personal one-on-one coaching, you can contact me at narcissisticabuserecovery.online, or you can email my assistant if you want personal contact, or in order to if you'd rather speak to a person than deal with a an automated system. You can contact my assistant Haley, or if you need a same day appointment, HALEY help for you, Haley help for you at gmail.com. Or you can visit booksangieWrote.com to check out my books, or narcissismsupportcoach.com to check out my free 5-day email course. All right. I'm going to wrap it up for today. I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful week, a wonderful evening. And as always, thank you so much for letting me be a part of your life and a part of your day today, as well as a part of your recovery. And thanks for being a part of my life. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Tomorrow, actually. Thanks for watching.